Does anybody else feel like their third eye has just had like a lens wipe? Like it's been cleaned, the fog has been cleaned off the window of your third eye, and now you can see something very clearly. Something close to home, something obvious that was there the whole time. Like it was always this. This has been the root of my issue in my last 6-month cycle. It's this thing. So you might have been noticing a wound come up in you over the last few months, like a discomfort in some way. Some kind of shadow has been working its way up, right? And it's part of life. And the shadow has been knocking, and you might have seen it play out in different ways. But now you understand exactly what it's related to, the truth of why the shadow is here. So, for example, hypothetically, you might, an example of a person who gets really angry at road rage in traffic, and angry on the soccer field, and really upset about things in life. But deep down, the truth of their anger is that they might have a withholding partner, a withholding relationship where this partner isn't meeting their needs and serving them in a healthy, connecting way, right? So often we might have been seeing an issue play out in our lives, like anger or confusion or anxiety or judgment or sadness or whatever it might be. You've been feeling a wound playing you, right? Playing you like an accord, right? Something has been playing out, and we haven't had clarity about where it belongs. You know, it's shown its face here, it's shown its face there, it's shown its face in many places. But now, as we come into Ajna Chakra, the place which means to perceive and to command, it's also the element of light. So all the other chakras leading up are associated with elements of nature, and now we hit the element of life, light itself, consciousness or truth. So when we hit Ajna Chakra, all the areas we've seen our shadow little thing playing out suddenly just all conglomerates, and we understand that, oh, this is the root of my problem. It's this. My shadow has been projecting itself in all these other places because it hasn't wanted to face that the illusion or the issue is related to this. And it's usually something close to home, right? Interpersonal relationships, family relationships, work relationships, living scenarios, things on our doorstep, close relationships. Sometimes when there's a depletion in those relationships, we don't want to admit that to ourselves, because it would mean losing the safety of home, losing the comfort of what is known, right? And I think I mentioned it, I'm not sure, but the demon of the third eye, or the shadow of the third eye, is illusion. So it's when we perceive reality, we kind of keep something that we know is not good for us, but we hold it in the peripheries, and we just kind of put it on a freeze frame there. And we don't want to look at it. We don't want to admit that this is a thing, because it means losing something, right? When we given the light of truth and perception, it's asking us to then make a choice based on that reality, right? So I just got given the clarity of where my shadow has been playing out, my judgment has been playing out, and I know where it belongs now. It belongs to my landlord, who's a verbal abuser of his laborers on the farm. Right now, I have to choose, which I did, to write to him compassionately and say that I see that this is happening. I'm a witness to this. If he needs help, I'm here as a trauma therapist. But I'm likely going to lose my home because of that, because he's very likely a narcissist. Okay? But I had to speak. So I'm going to lose something. Do you understand? That's my scenario. So you might not want to speak or take action based on your clarity, because you don't want the discomfort of what it is to change into something higher, to lose the thing, possibly, if it doesn't respond well to you or acknowledge what you're saying, which is often what happens. But what I want to say is, when we do act on the perception that we're given, the reality, the clarity, the truth, and we hold to that and we act on it, doesn't matter if we lose the thing or the person or the place, because we can't see it now. But when we do that and we hold true to what is truth and healthy and light and good, we are rewarded by the essence of nature, and the language of God rewards that. So I know that even though I might lose my home because I chose to speak up to somebody who was verbally abusing people that don't have power in their employment dynamic, I know that I will be given an even better home. I know that I will land safe. Oh, my chair. It's not comfortable, but it's okay. So when we're at this place of the Ajna Chakra, the light shines in and we see through an illusion. And it's not comfortable to see the truth of a person, a place, a situation, and what we have to do. And this is the point of big girl and big boy pants. This is it, right? A lot of people don't go beyond this point. They have the realization, but they would rather shut it down and suppress the realization and stay in the illusion, because they are too afraid to leave the discomfort of the unhealthy thing, because they're used to it. It's what they know. So they'll stay in the toxic marriage. They'll stay in the toxic workplace. They'll keep silence in a toxic environment where somebody's verbally abusing workers, whatever it may be. It's going to be different for everyone, but there's something that you know. There's something that you know. Because I know that, because it's what the mother does right now, right? The Kundalini energy is opening the doors of perception. Well, I'd like to know if there's something that has been revealed to you. Do you feel a clarity about it? Like a clarity about what the thing has been all along and what you need to do? And it's when we act on this clarity that energy, okay, here's the pineal and the pituitary are behind the third eye, right? So that energy, if we act on the clarity and faith, even though we know we might lose things and it's not comfortable, the energy can then move into the crown. And that is the Christos. That is bringing the Kundalini energy, serpentine energy, all the way to fulfillment. And it can seed into our brains and into our pineals. We will have a Christos expansion when we act on the perception. If we don't act on the perception, the serpent descends back down and we go through the exact same cycle again. So that's what Kundalini Chrism is. It's raising the serpent from the lower chakras into its total fulfillment, which is the Christos, the crown. And this is a very important gateway. When you see, now that you see, are you brave enough to act, to speak, to say, to do according to the light of truth that you've been given? And you will be rewarded, I promise you. You can't see it now, but you will be. Let me know, please, if you're feeling this, if you've had your third eye squeegeed and you see something clearly. Sending love.